Hey, imagine you're juggling a home office, a tiny dog that loves to shed, and a stack of dishes that somehow always end up right next to the coffee maker. You're thinking, if only I could get a robot vacuum that actually handles the mess without me having to watch it every 5 minutes. I've been there, and before you toss another $800 on a gadget that might just sit in a corner, I want to lay out what the ECOVACS DEEBOT X8 Pro OMNI actually does in a real-world home. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the biggest hesitation people have with any high-end robot vacuum. Does it really get the floor clean? Or do you end up going over the same spots with a handheld brush after the robot is done? The X8 Pro claims 18,000 pascals suction and an instant self-washing mop, which sounds impressive on paper, but the proof is in how it handles everyday traffic. In a house with hardwood, low-pile carpet, and a few stubborn corners around the kitchen island, I put the DEEBOT on a schedule to run twice a day. The suction power was enough to pull up cat hair and cereal crumbs that usually cling to carpet loops. What surprised me more than the suction was the zero-tangle brush design, no hair wrapped around the rollers after an hour's worth of cleaning, which is a common annoyance with many competing models. Now, about the mop function. The X8 Pro comes with an OZMO roller that sprays a fine mist of water and then wipes it away with a microfiber pad. The real test is whether that pad actually dries the floor or leaves a slick residue. On my tile kitchen floor, the mop left a faint shine but no puddles, and the hot air drying feature kicked in after the cycle finished, so the floor was touch dry within a few minutes. If you have very delicate hardwood that can't take any moisture, you might still want to keep a traditional mop handy, but for most laminate and tile surfaces the robot does a decent job without you having to mop again later. One of the standout practical strengths is the 12-in-1 OMNI station. This is where the robot empties its dustbin, refills its water tank, washes its mop pad, and even refills the cleaning solution automatically. In my day-to-day routine, that means I could set the robot to run every night and wake up to a clean floor with no extra steps. The station is a bit larger than the robot itself, so you'll need a spare closet or a corner where it can sit without blocking traffic, but the hands-free experience is genuinely convenient. If you're comfortable with a dedicated docking station and have space for it, the automation factor adds real value. If space is a premium, you might find the station a bit cumbersome, and a simpler robot that only empties its dustbin might make more sense. Another practical upside is the built-in LiDAR navigation with edge-to-edge cleaning. The X8 maps your home in real time, avoids obstacles, and returns to the dock when the battery dips. In my house, the robot learned the layout after 2 or 3 passes and then stuck to the most efficient route. It also handles no-go zones that you can set from the app, which is handy if you have a hallway runner that the robot keeps bumping into. On the flip side, the mapping isn't perfect for multi-level homes. You'll need to manually create separate maps for each floor, which can be a bit of a setup hassle if you have a split-level layout. Who should buy the DEEBOT X8 Pro? If you're a busy professional, a parent managing a household with pets, or anyone who wants the bulk of cleaning done while you focus on work or family time, this robot fits the bill. The self-emptying dustbin, water refill, and mop washing station really shine when you're looking to minimize daily chores. It also integrates with Matter-compatible smart home devices, so you can trigger it with a voice command from Alexa, Google Assistant, or Apple HomeKit without needing a separate skill. That makes it a solid choice if you're already building a smart home ecosystem. Who should skip it? If you live in a small studio apartment with mostly bare floors, you might not need the mop function or the 18,000 pascals suction, and you could save money with a less feature-heavy robot. Also, if you're extremely budget-conscious, the price point may feel steep compared to models that only vacuum. Finally, anyone who relies heavily on deep carpet cleaning for very thick rugs might find the suction a bit underwhelming compared to a dedicated carpet-only robot, especially because the X8 balances both vacuum and mop duties. Let's talk about the hidden trade-offs. The robot's battery life is solid, about 120 minutes on a full charge, which covers most medium-sized homes in a single run. However, if you have a large open-plan house, you might find the robot needing to return for a recharge before it's finished. The solution is to schedule multiple runs, but that adds to the total cleaning.